How much time have you spent worrying about what other people think? Now, imagine if you stopped. Total freedom of just being yourself. Sounds good, right? What's going on? It's your boy, Louis Ha Fa Sho. You know how we do. Welcome to Bring the Shreds, where I'm here to get you fit, one meal at a time. So before we get on to today's topic, I gotta show you what I eat. After all, this is a fitness channel. So if you guys watched my last video, I had the same thing. It's so good, I had to have it again. So here are 3 rice cakes. Oh, yo. And on top of that is smoked salmon. You can eat it straight out of the bag. You don't have to cook it. And it tastes delicious. Below I have some strawberries. You know, those antioxidants. And right next to it is some pears. Next time you see someone you like, say, hey, we make a great pair. And right here, this is something new. I never had it before. Have I? If I did, it's been a long time. But this is chocolate. But hey, it's not just any chocolate. This is dark chocolate, 95%. So 1 serving, which is 4 of these, I'm only having 2 today, and it's less than 1 gram of sugar. Oh, yo. And last but not least, you guys know me. I love these plantain chips. They taste like real potato chips. However, they are cooked in palm oil. So I checked Google, and the whole seed oil thing is this craze right now. People said to avoid. So Google AI said palm oil is not a seed oil, and then their website says it is a seed oil. I ate these before, and I never broke out, so I think we're okay. Especially you have it once in a while, right, guys? I don't eat Cinnamon Toast Crunch or like Fruit Loops or, you know, any of that stuff anymore. So having these once in a while, I think you'll be okay. And of course, to wash it down, my favorite, San Pellegrinos. Get it at Costco, the 24 pack. Because you know, Costco keeps the price low. All right, guys, before we get started, let's take a bite of this. Again, rice cake, salt-free. The only ingredients is brown rice. And on top, some smoked salmon. Come on. So for the longest time, right, I used to always be so worried about what people thought about me. And one of the times I could think about right now is when I was in high school. And I remember in high school, I wanted to be somebody that everybody liked. Everyone got along with. If they saw me in the hallways, they wanted to say hi to me. I never wanted to be like the quote unquote popular kid, but more just like, hey, it's Louis, that cool guy. You guys know what I mean? All right, let's try some of these pears. Oh man. So when I was in high school, I was super active. I joined a lot of clubs, a lot of sports. And during the springtime, I played badminton. You guys know badminton? And on the team was a lot of boys and a lot of girls. And I remember till this day, one time after practice or like one of those random times, I was over at my buddy's house and we were on AIM. You guys know AIM? So back in the day, there was something called AOL, American Online. You guys remember that? Old school. So AIM was AOL's instant messenger, right? AIM. So I remember I was at my buddy's house and we were talking to one of the girls because she signed on and we were chatting, right? Like, hey, you know, whatever. And she didn't know I was there. And I don't know exactly how the conversation went, but I think I said something along the lines of like, hey, Louis is here as well. And then she said something like, oh, really? I don't really like him. And for me, for a second, I was like, oh my God, like, what did I do? So I was so confused, right? Because like I said, I wanted to be the guy everybody liked. I was super friendly, had no drama. So to me, when she said that, I was like, what was it that I could have possibly done for her to not like me? So my other buddy at the time was like, move over. Let me take over real quick. And then he started chatting with her and he asked her, right? What is it about Louis that you don't like? And this is what she said, right, guys? She says, I don't know. I can't figure it out. It's just, I don't like him. And I'm sitting there in the back like, huh? And I remember sitting there and kind of telling my friend like, well, you know, like try to be cool with her. Like tell her like, I'm a good guy and she has nothing to worry about. But I kept like trying to change her mind at that moment. And I was still trying to figure out like, what was it that I'd done to make her feel this way about me? And because of that, I remember going home that night and that was the only thing on my mind. What could I have done to make this person feel differently about me? But then once I think about it, like fast forward a few years later, like we're not like buddy or anything. Like I don't like message her or anything on social media. We follow each other, we're so cool. She likes my posts, I like hers, and that's that. And as I thought about it, I was like, why am I so worried about this one person's opinion about me? Like at the end of the day, why does it matter, you know? All right, I'm excited for this, guys. 95% dark chocolate. Let's taste this. I know dark chocolate has a lot of health benefits, and that's why I bought it. But not gonna lie, guys, without the sugar, it's kind of bland. I felt that whole night, I was stressed about what this person thought about me and thinking about ways I could please her and make her like me for whatever reason. For what? Like, it's one person's opinion. I'll give you guys an example. I always say, take this pear, for example, right? You could be the most perfect, juicy, the color on the outside is perfect, no bruises, ripe. Did I say juicy yet? Someone out there is gonna be like, I don't like pears. And there's nothing you can do to change this person's mind. At the end of the day, you can be the best person, really nice, really kind. Someone, for some reason, because of your quote unquote vibe, it's not gonna like you. All right, let's get some of these plantain chips. Again, these taste like potato chips. Oh my God. These are so good. I could eat all these if I wanted to. And also, how I feel is we can't control how other people think about us, you know? With that girl from high school, I can't force her to like me. So why am I so worried about what she thinks about me, you know? And then fast forward to when Instagram became popular, and I still feel like it's the same thing today. I remember trying to find like the perfect picture to post. Like, will this picture that I upload on my Instagram get X amount of likes? Because that was kind of like validation that what I posted was legit or worth it, you know? And I think that's the wrong way of looking at it sometimes. Looking back on it now, I should just want to post things that I like, even if I feel like it's not going to get a lot of likes. Because at the end of the day, it's what I like, right? It doesn't really matter what other people like. And I forgot who it was. I think it was either my niece or a girl I knew. It was definitely a girl. I remember this person, they say they posted something on Instagram, right? If it didn't get at least 100 likes, they would delete it. Like, me telling you that, doesn't that sound crazy? So you're saying if 89, 90 people really like your photo, but it didn't reach that 100 like mark, you're just gonna delete it, even though you think it's a good photo and 89 to 90 people did as well? That's silly, right? What is it, like insecurities? Oh, this photo of me was not good enough, therefore I have to delete it because it's only quote unquote considered a good photo if it reaches a certain amount of likes. I don't know, guys. You know what's not gonna get a certain amount of likes? This dark chocolate. But I heard it's healthy for you. I can see why. And I also feel like it's not just people not liking us or likes on social media posts. People are always so worried about other people's imaginary opinion. Let me explain this one. So when I started getting into fitness, lost a lot of weight, I really enjoyed going to the gym. So yes, even though you could work out at home, I feel like the gym just has all this equipment that is really good. And I don't know, for me guys, I love going to the gym. So I remember my homegirl's friend knew that I lost a lot of weight, got into shape, kept asking me questions, right? And I was telling her everything, right? From like, yeah, I count my calories, my macros, I weigh out all my food, I go to the gym, I highly recommend it. And she goes, oh, no, I can never go to the gym. I'm like, why not? And she's like, what if people look at me and they judge me? And I'm staring at her like, no offense, but like, people are more worried about themselves. They're not looking at you. Don't get me wrong, guys. There are creepers at the gym, I'll admit. But unless you're like a super attractive lady, and you know like the fashion these days, girls wear a lot of those like tight clothing to show off their assets. Stuff like that, yeah, I'm gonna admit. Guys and girls are gonna take a peek. But if you're just like an average gym goer, wearing normal gym clothes, honestly, I think you'll be safe. And I told her that, right? I'm not saying like she's not attractive or whatever, I didn't say that. But it's just more like, listen, you have nothing to worry about. No one's there to look at you. But in her mind, she felt like everybody's judgmental. She's not gonna know what to do at the gym, so everybody's gonna stare at her. And she's just so worried about what other people thought. I'm like, yo, these are strangers. You might not even see them again. Well, actually, majority of the people that go to the gym, they're not very consistent, right? So I think you'll be okay. But like I said, really got me thinking, why is she so worried about what people think, especially strangers? So with all these stories and all these scenarios, it really got me thinking, what causes us to care about what other people think? And I think it's because we all want to control what other people think about us, or we all want to be accepted by others. Kind of like that high school girl that I told you guys about. Like for some reason, I wanted her validation that I was a nice guy and cool or whatever. But when we do that, I think all we're doing is just adding more pressure to ourselves, you know? Like me staying up all night, thinking about what I could have done to make her change her mind, what I did do in the past that caused her to not like me. But one thing I realized, you can only control what you do. You can't control how others think, how others feel about you. Let's say you meet a girl on a dating app. Both of you guys match, you guys start talking, and then you guys both decide to meet up for a date. Of course, you want the other person to like you, right? That's why you go on this date. But then sometimes you think it went well, and then they text you back with the, hey, I don't think we have chemistry. Oh, Ryan, the feels. Oh. Guys, that's like the worst line ever. Trust me on that. So I feel like we all just need to learn about acceptance. You guys know acceptance? Like accept that, no, you guys weren't a good fit. Or if you go to a party and you want to like meet new people because you want to fit in. I remember when I first started going to a 4-year college, trying to join a frat, right? There's a week called Rush Week where you meet all these fraternities and you're trying so hard to impress them so they can let you in their little club, you guys know? And I feel because of that, because you care about what these frat members think about you, sometimes you try so hard and then you end up not even being yourself, right? Just because you're trying to show them or tell them what they want to hear. And then there's this process called pledging. And I'm not saying my frat did it, but there's other frats out there that make you do silly, embarrassing things, like humiliating yourself, just so you can get these people to like you. How crazy is that, right? But people do it, and they have no shame. Like we're all out there trying to seek approval. And for what? At some point, I feel like you trying to seek approval from others, it's kind of draining, you know? As corny as it sounds, I feel like you have to accept yourself first. So I feel like with social media now, it's even worse, right? Everyone's posted their highlights, showing people how they have perfect lives. Everyone has the perfect body, the perfect house, the perfect everything. And I also got caught up in that too. That's what made me delete my personal Instagram account. I still have my business one. Follow BRINGTHESHREDS for all your fitness needs. But yeah, it was just constant comparing myself. Things I would try to post in the past would only be to try to impress others. My page now, I post what I eat. Like, I don't care what people think. I don't care how many likes I get. Whether I get 60 likes, 4 likes, like I legit don't care. Because if you think about it, like people that post their brand new home or they just bought a brand new car, the old me will have been like, oh wow, they're so cool, they're so lucky. Me now, I'm like, how much did that house cost? What's your mortgage rate? Did you take out a car loan? I don't envy that at all. So because of that, and I stopped caring or envying these people that have these nice things and how I need to quote unquote live up to those standards, I started living for myself, not society. And I personally think that's kind of like the mindset shift I had. Instead of focusing on what other people thought about me and trying to please everyone, I just started focusing on my growth. And even if I get like a negative comment on Instagram or a negative comment on YouTube, I'm not gonna lie guys, I laugh it off. Because at first I was really worried, especially with YouTube, so scared of getting negative comments. I wanted my videos to be perfect, right? So people would like it and not judge me too harshly. And when people thumbs down my video, I'm like, hey man, what gives? But the more and more I think about it, I'm just like, you know what? Who cares? Like I would get 20 likes on a video and then 3 dislikes. Why am I gonna focus on those 3 dislikes, right? I should focus on the 20 thumbs up. And I think just having that different mindset, obviously I started to stress less because I wasn't so worried about what other people thought. And I ended up just doing things that I enjoyed, you know? And it's the same thing now, right? I'm getting older, everyone's settling down, getting married, having kids, again, buying houses, cars, you name it. And for us in society, it's like, okay, we have to, what's that term called? Keeping up with the Joneses, is that what it's called? Like if the Joneses buy a new car, I need to get one too. Because if I don't, society's gonna look down on me. And it's just like this, not rat race, but like, you're always gonna try to compare yourself, compete with others. And again, it's going back to that whole stress. You don't want none of that, right? All that stress is for no reason. So at the end of the day, stop caring about what other people expect from you. Stop comparing yourself to others, other people's expectations, and just start doing you. Whether it's my YouTube channel, my work, my personal life, I'm just gonna live my life on my own terms. And that's the ultimate win, right? Being real, being yourself, and not giving a damn about the rest.